there you have it. Liverpool versus everybody. Um, Spoken about this before. This idea that um, not even idea that the reality that we may not get our guy. Um, we were led to believe what our guy would be. Listen, this was always a possibility, and I prepared myself for this. I don't get all boosted. Yes, it's nice to the idea of getting him or any other player, but until it's official, you leave yourself open um, to these jokes that people are going to put out now. Feck off, ha ha ha. Okay, my whole point is it hasn't been done yet, and there's a chance that it won't be done. So, um, you can laugh it off and tell me to fuck off and believe that it's going to happen all you want. My point is, it wouldn't be surprising to me if it doesn't happen, and it's somewhat similar to the Virgil Van Dyke situation. Um, my thing is, you got a pretty good fee, and I guess that wasn't good enough. So it looks like they tried to lower it. At the end of the day, it's still being delayed. So clearly, there's something there. People coming out saying it's a done deal. It's gonna happen in 24 hours. Here we are coming on Sunday, and now it's postponed to the end of the World Cup. No, that's cool, man. I'm not. I didn't take offense to it. I didn't take offense to it. I'm just on here speaking my piece. So I mean, it's again, it's not a surprise if we don't get him. And like I said, hopefully with the team there, Mike Edwards and scouting, hopefully they'll have a plan B. Is what I can say about it. But yeah, don't beat yourself. But this is why I tell people, don't get so high, so that there's not a terrible low that you have to then deal with, or have to feel that pain and hurt and being let down and all that. You know what I mean? Let the situation play itself out. Like I said, it may happen. It may. Doesn't look likely to me. And I said that before this even came up with this whole excitement of it being official and the medical being done, and then people saying the medical wasn't good. And I've said before that it looks like something that it's a bit too shaky to me. You know what I mean? So far, Mane and Salah is Plan B, and has been good for us. It's not a Plan B, buddy. I don't know if you're joking or not, but that's not a Plan B. Those guys get hurt. There's no Plan B. Dominic says Edwards has fucked it. He did the same with Virgil Van Dyke. He's been good, but he goes too far. Yeah, I don't look. I don't know how all that works. I know he's. I don't know if he's the main negotiator or what, but I'm not gonna now. Rip Edwards. You know what I mean? I'm just not gonna do that. I see what you're saying, and like I said a few minutes ago, it is similar to the Virgil Van Dyke thing. That looked pretty damn close, and then we had this foolishness that came out, which is why you love a situation like Fabinho. It was quiet. Again, when there's too much noise about a player, it makes me feel uncomfortable. And that's when I start to say, okay, yes, it feels good. It's an exciting feeling, but I'm not going to believe it until it's actually official. And here we are. So, again, I'm getting. That's the thing. I'm at the point now where I got to just fall back because there's too much stuff about. Dom says he's got stingy for the sake of £5 million. Yeah, we were already getting him. That's what I said. Yeah, the price we were getting him at is a steal. And if it's a medical thing, Liverpool would have known that if we knew it. That's what's kind of frustrating. Again, though, it's one of the things. I can't even pay attention to. There's so many things you read on the line about it actually being something that's gonna happen, and people seconding the idea that it's done, it's over with. So I mean, Salah and Mane is second choice signing if I'm not wrong. Klopp want Götze and Brandt. You still need an attacker and goalkeeper this window. Salah and Mane is second choice signing. Okay, I don't know if I get that. Got it for Fekir, poor fella. Done the interview. Yeah, yeah. Jason says, new sub. Thanks, man. It's been tough for Fekir. I feel like he wants out of France. Yeah, they put pressure on him to play for France over Algeria. Now this, uh, you know, Do we really want to get in that conversation? I love that. I'm glad you said what you said, but I mean, who's they that put pressure on this guy? You know, I know these guys are young, but I'm always a firm believer of Africans playing with African nations. If I mean, imagine how great over history, over the time of football's been existing, international football. If African players played for their actual countries, they'd be dominating football. You know, agree it or not. I mean, there's so many guys that can go. Zidane is just one that comes to mind. You know, if these guys play with their actual countries, I mean, Africa would be unstoppable just as a continent when it comes to football. Dominic says Fekir wants us and we want him. The president is willing to do him a deed, but only after the World Cup. It's an insult in my eyes from Liverpool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's true. He declared himself for Algeria, but U-turned because of the heat he was getting. But the heat from who? I get the heat from the French. Listen, I don't know when these young guys are gonna learn, man. I mean, if you got a strong family base, um, and you're strong within who you are and yourself, then no, they should be able to to make you or force you to choose, you know, the country that they want you to choose. I get what you're saying. I'm not knocking. I don't want to be harsh on them, but you know, what I mean, like again, these people need to be choosing what they want to choose. I mean, it's their career, it's their life. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, you'll be regretting some of these things because someone forced you to do it. Mama, it is a fiasco to me. If you go from it being done to, oh, it'll be done Friday, first thing Friday, before the weekend's out, oh, it'll be done now. Oh, now we're gonna make it. That's a fiasco to me. So maybe we have different opinions on what a fiasco is. But to me, I mean, maybe a better word is just a joke or, you know, an atrocity. I don't know what kind of word you want to choose, but to me, it's a fiasco. Meaning every day it's been something different. It's been delayed. Oh, it's close. Now it's not. Now people are saying it's done. Now people are saying it's not done, but it might be happening. It's too much. You know what I mean? That's a fiasco. The deal is for the table, says Leon. Really? The deal is for the table? What do you mean it's for the table? I don't get that. So yeah, look, I'm not upset. You know what I'm saying? I this is what happens with transfers. And not just this happens in general. You know what I mean? This tug of war, and there are times where things can be the plug can be pulled for whatever reason. It could be the player, it could be the president of the other team, the owner, the I mean, it could be anything. You know, so it could be the agent. It could be a lot of things. So in this situation, it looks as though Liverpool wanted to go a little cheaper, which I don't know why. Well, I guess why being the medical situation, his knee. I don't know, but whatever it is, it looks like the plug has been pulled at least temporarily. Now, again, there is that possibility that it gets done after the World Cup. Am I really believing that's going to happen? I'm not. Jason, I wouldn't say he's poor physically. If it's because the injury, I'm sure Liverpool would have had some insight beforehand. He can't be that. Yeah, you think though. You think so, Jason. But then how do we come to this? You know what I mean? Like, why would you lower the price for what other reason? It seems like a situation where Liverpool was saying, well, yeah, he's got this knee injury and that may flare up. Come on, let's get it for, you know, five less or whatever. So you think they wouldn't be naive, but it seems naive to me. And yet again, they fucked it again. If that's what was happening, again, I don't really know because it's so many different things. But if they fucked it again, then they are naive. I'm sorry. Feel you, but it's just that we all knew Fakir wasn't very fit. No, no, I get that, Mame. I get that, but it makes you wonder: did Liverpool know? Because why is all of again? This is why I say wait till the lean, wait till it's official, because then you know people who are upset about this, you know, can prepare themselves for the fuckery. He didn't fail the medical at all. James Pierce has said it was fine. Liverpool got cheeky towards the end. Um, Yeah, I don't know if I'm saying that he failed the medical. What I'm saying is it seems like somehow at some point that became part of the story, part of the deal. Why else would you become cheeky and make it why? Well, that makes no sense to me. To me, I would not be surprised if they brought up, well, what about his knee? I could be wrong. I don't know. Anyone who's in Liverpool, Dom, some of you guys who are maybe closer to the action, maybe know more than me. But to me, you can't tell me that wasn't brought up in the negotiations. I believe it did at some point. Of course, I don't know, but I like to believe that that somehow came in. Everybody who watched who watched French football knows Fekir's situation. He doesn't play even play 90 minutes. Okay, if that's the case, that's terrible. We can't call ourselves a top club and make these schoolboy errors. Yeah, I agree, Jason. Dominic says they're fucked. They fucked it. LFC has fucked it. They did the exact same with Virgil van Dijk. 53 million is a steal for a player of his quality in the market. Gem of a player. Again, I'm not. Again, I'm not gonna turn around and say this about Edwards because I'm not gonna play this seesaw situation because he'll do something else great, I believe, this summer. And then we'll be back on. Oh, round of applause. Take a bow. So listen, it's frustrating. And you think it continues to show that maybe we just haven't learned our lesson from Van Dyke. I mean, those are two different situations, but still, we dropped the ball on both of those, and of course, we finally got Van Dyke. But that stuff can be avoided, I think. Dominic says that it's still, even if he did have an injury problem, they should have just took it. Yeah, that's what I don't get. You getting cheeky for no reason. Just get the deal over if you want it. Get the deal over and done with. You know what I mean? And Leon's probably thinking, are you fucking kidding me? You're gonna try to lower it now? I'm giving you a steal. I'm giving you a top player for a low price that another team will probably come in and swoop and get. They're saying it's going to stay with Leon, but I guarantee you if someone comes in with a better deal, maybe even one of our rivals, that would be a shame. But Bayern, Atletico, any one of these teams could come in would be more than happy to pay that or more. So the problem is if he comes in and get injured while Ox is not fit, I understand LFC's point of view, but you're right, it could have been avoided. Yeah, yeah. Dom says Leon clearly felt insulted. I don't blame them for. Yeah. It's fuckery, man. And but again, um, I told you this could happen. Told you this could happen. So anybody but United, I die, bro. Yeah, well, listen. I wouldn't be surprised. Mourinho, speaking of cheeky, coming and just swoop him up. I mean, this guy, Fekir wanted to go, and he wanted someone else to want him as much as he wanted to go. And I'm sure he thought Liverpool was that team. And then when he hears that, oh, they playing around with the money situation, they don't. If they wanted me, just get me. Sign me. Let's get this signed. Let's get the photos. Let's get the lean. Let's get the jersey hold up. Whatever. And here's Liverpool, being cheeky. So Dominic says, I expect a full announcement from the club in the next hour explaining the full situation. I don't. I don't expect anything, man. What I'm going to do is just dust my hands of it and wait to the next official signing. If Liverpool is really doing in business as far as scouting, they would have had someone else ready. Another plan B, C, D, E, F, something. You can't tell me all of their eggs were in this one basket because if so, again, that's very, very short-sighted, I would say. Monty says, man, you just don't know. That guy is known to be an asshole. If the deal fucked up, I'm sure it's from his side. Whose side? Ola's? Who's that? Jason says, I'm seeing Goetze linking himself to us in the papers after he rejected us a few years ago. Yeah, he's one of those guys that I don't want to see on our team. And I would be. I know Klopp professes to love this guy like a son or whatever, but if a player doesn't want to come to you because you're not in the Champions League, which was at the time was the reason why he didn't want to come, then you may. I mean, you kind of get that, but if you love Klopp so much and you trust him as a manager, why not come and be a part of that and help with that? To me, Guts hasn't been anywhere near as good as he probably could have been since that World Cup final where he gets the winner, I think it was. So Guts is not on my radar, and I hope he's not a player that Liverpool are actually looking to get. That would be silly to me. Dominic says, how's it from all the side, mommy? They had a clear deal agreed. Guts is a washed-up talent. Thank you. Don't want him, yes. Injury prone to, yes. Oh, I didn't even know the Leon president's name. Is that him? Okay. Yeah, I'm not about to blame the Leon president. Look, this is on Liverpool, guys. We can try to hide from that, run away from that, screen it with other things, but and please bring me your opinions. But my opinion is this is about Liverpool. That's just how I see it. I mean, it screams of typical Liverpool. Being right there and then letting it go. Schoolboy. Dominic, it's our fault, and from our side, a deal was agreed. It's a joke. We even did the interview. Must be one of the first I've ever seen. Yeah. So, I mean, again, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Please bring them forward. Let me know what you think. Leave comments. I'll be on here for a few more minutes, but It's just one of those things, man. This is something that you know, unfortunately, is just part of it. It comes with it. As high as you can be with Fabinho, and just the idea of what this midfield could be with Fekir, or just what the team could be, I should say, because Fekir plays a number of roles. For all the people who looked at the YouTube clips and watched full games and did some extra research on Fekir and God forbid, people bought shirts with his name on it and with the number they thought he'd have. I mean, it's amazing how social media and a few people can get people to really just jump for it. And I've been victim of it before. I really have. And even with this one coming around, because we were so good with Fabinho, there's a tendency to say, okay, wow, this is going to happen again. Another one, Jason. I wonder why we dropped interest in Lamar. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe at the time, I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question. Dominic says most embarrassing transfer deal I've ever seen. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's. I mean, you've heard things of people going for medicals and then turn around last minute. I mean, you hate to see that it would be our club doing something similar like that. So, um, yeah. So, look, guys, there's much more to the summer left. Yes, it's a short window this time, but maybe this is maybe there's a kind of a calm in the midst of the storm. The storm being this kind of catastrophe that's just going on, and maybe the calmness or the bright spot in that storm is that we've got someone else lined up. Either as a similar player or goalkeeper, center back, something else that we really need. So, um, guys are talking about the price and who was at fault. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know how anybody could see it being anything but Liverpool. Sure, I mean, it's Leon's right to be a bit stingy if they need to be. Or however, I mean, it's their player at the end of the day. So I mean, I'm sure Barcelona probably thought certain things about us when we didn't give them Coutinho right away, or whoever else that we've given, play teams players, whoever we've given away to other teams, I should say. So I mean, that's their prerogative. It's their business to be that way. Again, when you get a price that well, you take it. You know what I mean? If you had issues with the knee or you had issues with anything else, then But whereas now is again you got the right ITKs coming out and saying it, so everyone goes with it, which you can't knock that. You know what I mean? But again, do yourself a favor and just wait for the lean in the future. Wait for the official lean. I don't know, Anfield Roar. It's all over the place. Some people are saying it's done for sure. Some people are saying that it'll happen after the World Cup. I'm kind of just done with it. I don't really want to hear anything about it. I don't want to see anything about it anymore. If it happens, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know what I mean? Dominic, they knew about the knee and they decided to agree a fee, then they got agree. Yeah, yeah, I know. I hate to. I'm not necessarily trying to repeat things. It's just mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. I made you and other people do a video. Sorry, man. Nah, well, you didn't make us, but you don't need to be sorry. It's cool. I mean, that's the thing, though. That's why when you said it to me that day when I was doing the live, I was just like, "It's done, okay." And it again, no one should be apologizing for it, but it should be a lesson learned. You know what I mean? And people value Anfield Agenda and Redman TV and uh, what are all the I don't even know some of these people's names or remember some Ben might say all these people who are guaranteeing that these things are done, um, and they're not. They're not done. They're not done. They're not done until they're done. So we got to learn to save ourselves a little bit of anxiety and disappointment and frustration for this in the future. And for Aurora, maybe don't ask for videos the day before. I knew, man, because everyone said he was literally coming, so I didn't know at all. It's all good, man. It's all good. You know. Um, but yeah, again, that's my way of dealing with it, man. Just and unless it's official, then there's no need. I mean, it's as humans, you get excited when there's players, good players potentially coming, but to feed into it and to think that it's done when it's not officially done is probably the part where we mess up at. It's kind of just funny. This isn't that embarrassing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So annoyed, man. Yeah, I mean that's natural. It is funny. All you can just really laugh at it. A transfer window is never ever normal for us. No, it's not. It's not. You know what I mean? And there's some people who will allow what rival fans say get to them. Again, I could care less what United and Chelsea and all the other fans want to say, especially City fans. They can't wait for some things to happen. So I mean, all that stuff is it is what it is. That's always going to be the case. Much like we would probably do to them for players. But someone said it was karma because we talked about Fred being hurt. I don't buy into that either. It's one of those things that just happens. You know what I mean? It shouldn't, but it does, and it's possible. And I said that. I said that, it's not for sure that we'll get it. So Dominic, when James Pierce and Paul Joyce say it's through, of course we're going to believe it. Yeah. I'm not saying that we shouldn't. I'm not saying. I mean, yeah, definitely, I agree with that. I was making that clear. Like when they say it, you believe it. But again, it's still not official until the club makes it official. Yes, those are the in the nose that you should follow. You know what I mean? And I call him in the nose probably doesn't sound I don't know accurate, but my point is they're the ones who actually seem to really know. So yeah, that's why I literally asked everyone for a video. I better delete those videos. Overnight, the situation clearly changed though. Had to do. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying though. I'm just saying. And in the future, I mean, because if the club says it and it's officially done, then I don't think that there's any of these situations going on. So it was never done. If it was done, then we wouldn't have this. So it clearly was something that was close and looked like it was gonna happen, but it was never done. And I think that's pretty clear at this point. Yeah, we had the deal. It looked like we did, but didn't get it through. So anyway, guys, that's my bit for today. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I think there's a few games on. Wonder if Fekir will play today against USA. Klopp must be pissed about the negotiations. Yeah, and I wonder how much he has in that. To be honest, I'd love to come on, man. I'd love to come on. Just let me know what's up, and I will probably be the most calm of everyone if there's anybody else besides us two, because I'm calm. I'm calm. Any swearing that I've used is just to express the the um the irritation in this team so called being cheeky when they could have just gotten it for that price. You know what I'm saying? I'm free all night, man. I ain't got nothing to do, so let me know. That's for Anfield Roar. He just tells them his target and they negotiate. Okay, cool. Try to get James. Yeah, but I mean, deeper than that though. Like conversation with the players, what he expects from them, what he wants from them. There's got to be some of that, right? I mean, it can't just be, hey, go get so and so. I would like to think that there's some kind of communication, conversation, something. I mean, I feel like players would love to know what their role is, or what at least the manager has in mind for their role to be, instead of just some negotiator coming and saying, hey, I don't know. Yeah, sure, Afro. Klopp convinces the player. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. So yeah, no, but I'm not upset. I'm just it's irritating. And again, not even. I mean, this is something that I could see coming. So it wasn't that. It's not that big of a surprise. But as far as Liverpool being that close and then throwing it away, it reminds you more of the Virgil Van Dijk thing. Who's next, number 10? I was so pissed with Virgil. Yeah. It's very reminiscent of the Virgil Van Dijk situation, and that's what's irritating. Not that we missed it, but it seems like we haven't learned anything from our mistakes, and that's again, somebody said it earlier. That's schoolboy. You know what I mean? You've got to have learned from that situation. I don't think anybody's overreacting, my man, and I'm not frustrated. It's different between, 'cause if this was a shock and it came out of nowhere, then it'd be like, But it's something that I'm not surprised at what happened. So I personally am not frustrated. There's a slight irritation because it's something that Liverpool didn't need to do. It didn't even get to this point. You know what I'm saying? So beyond that, I'm cool. So yeah, I don't know what you mean about overreacting, man. Liverpool didn't react enough, I think, to this a sweet, amazing deal, and instead, you know, people are sat here and wondering what's going on. So Why did we make him wear the shirt? Yeah, um, it's crazy, man. Let me fix my headphones here. It's crazy, but again, not surprising. It really isn't. Um, and you know, I still believe that we will make some signings, some good ones. So that's one guy down. And again, I'm saying this, but again, if you're led to believe that other side, which is we might still get him post World Cup, cool. I'm thinking it's done, and that's the best way to deal with it for me. It's done. Next, who's next? So I'll be looking to hear of the next rumors and and seeing if those actually get through. So if it were, I'm looking more forward to the watch along for Egypt game. James is free. Yeah, yeah, I'm definitely down for that. You think it's done? Like it's over, my man? Mark, I knew it. It was never confirmed 100%. Yep. Get at me about that, man, and we'll see you guys soon.